Okay, we're finally back.
Take two.
Yeah, take two. My camera's so loaded up that like it wouldn't even let us finish. So we're gonna do this again.
There you go, ma'am.
Okay.
Mary first, ladies first. Goddesses
I guess
first.
I guess it just needed more blood. Anyways, you know, I ain't gonna hurt you.
But you can talk.
So.
I'll show you guys. Marijuana.
We intend to bring forth heaven on earth for the benefit of all. We intend to release all from the bondages of time and money, safe passage into the Garden of Eden, and forgiveness for our filthy souls. From Mr. Satan,
the venom of God,
and the 144,000 hell blazers. Because when you're in hell, you want hell blazers.
You're gonna need them.
Yeah, you know what? Just get the Quasi-Luminous channel. Check out his videos, and then tell me. So simple. There's no way to fuck it up. You just write on a piece of paper, I intend to bring forth heaven on earth for the benefit of all. Put a drop of your blood on it. Publish it to YouTube. Tag and title it Blood Over Intent. Join us in blood or expire of your own stupidity. We're going to the center of the flat earth plane, where we may drink of the Holy of Holies and get the seeds, come back here and plant the giant trees. Have you noticed how they're burning stuff down again? Somebody came out here and they said, it's Joe's fault. And I'm like, really? Is it? Like everything else, right? Burn it, wizard. You know what?
Ma'am, I will.
When you lie to people, yeah, yes we can. From the time they're born, when you poison them, and every chance you can.
You know, wizard, smile. Look.
then
You smile once in a while.
you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking they're a little worried about us for some reason.
Not a little, a lot.
I wonder why that is. And why it tell me that he hasn't been right. Tell me he hasn't been right about everything. You know? And hey, if you're gonna use your wiles, then use them to bring people to Blood Over Intent so we can get out of here. How's that? Yes, I'm serious. While they're lying, you be truthing. Can I get an amen, brother? No.
Hail Satan. How's that?
Woo! Because you know what? It has been a CIA mind wipe, a way of making you feel like you're nothing, like you're on a spinning ball, no control. You came from monkeys. You know, I'm telling you. And then you start seeing stuff like, why'd they take all those demons out of the Bible? But you hear a little bit about them in King Solomon and his temple, don't you? And the angel of death. Yeah, it's all in there. And then, but they just took the other out. And what is the other? Well, the other's enough to keep you just going, to the same place over and over, like on loop. You are on loop, back and forth and back and forth. When really, the truth is, I mean, think about it. Left brain, right brain. Negative, positive. Male, female. And when you conquer yourself and you quit dividing yourself, then you don't have to conquer and divide like they do. What are they? I don't know. It talks about it both. I posted something on Facebook that Darian Martin had. That was pretty good. It talks about how they walk among men, but they're serpents. And they use glamour. They use glamour magic, you know? Think about it. Think about it. And then tell me, what good has this done? Well, it's Sunday, so let's go on a journey. The Wizard, I need you to read something for
Yes,
me.
ma'am. I most definitely will, my goddess.
I want to show you. I want to show you something here. You can.
I know what you're gonna
You
put
can. I bet he already knows. He's like, oh, here we
and she
go.
wants me to read it in a barbarous tone.
Because I don't think people are getting it yet.
Ain't heard the words yet.
And they're still like this one, this one, and I'm like, okay, guys, let's try it once again. Because if you think about what's going on right now, and we won't mention anything.
Any words?
Any words? At least not yet. I mean, I want you to look at things and really think about. And this is a House, congressional record. Did you know that?
Yes,
Here,
there's a blank spot there. Sure.
Let's see this, and this is where you sign on the dotted line. But you can't sign here until you're done. And then when you sign, they'll give you a dagger. And then you sign your name in blood. I'm just, watch. It's here. They always want to only give you half of it. You had to go to the full one. I have one that's this is the best one right here.
You don't have to pay for it.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you will.
Yeah, maybe.
You will.
Oh, yeah, right here.
Funny.
Now I want you to listen carefully. I want you to start here. I know this is
where at?
right here.
This top one right here?
Right here, yeah.
I do further declare the doctrine of the churches of England and Scotland, of the Calvinists, Huguenots, and other the same name of Protestants or Masons to be damnable, as they themselves to be damned, who will not forsake the same. I further do declare that I will help, assist, advise all of His Holiness's agents.
That's some good weed.
I've been a sore throat for a couple days. Working with Bondo. Where we at?
Yeah.
Switzerland, Germany, Holland, Ireland, or America, or any other kingdom or territory I shall come to. I do my utmost to extirpate the heretical Protestant or Masonic doctrines and destroy all their pretended powers, legal or otherwise. I do further promise and declare, notwithstanding I am dispensed with to assume any religion heretical for the propagation of the Mother Church's interest, to keep secret and private all her agents, counsels from time to time, as they entrust me, not to divulge directly or indirectly by word, writing, or circumstance, whatever, but to execute all that should be proposed, given in charge, or discovered unto me by you, my ghostly father, or any of this sacred order. I do further promise and declare I will have no opinion or will of my own, or any mental reservations whatsoever, even as a corpse or cadaver, but will unhesitatingly obey each and every command that I may receive from my superiors in the militia of the Pope and of Jesus Christ, that I will go to any part of the world, whithersoever I may be sent, to the frozen regions, north jungles of India, to the centers of civilization of Europe, or to the wild haunts or the barbarous savages of America, without murmuring or repining, and will be submissive in all things whatsoever is communicated to me. I do further promise and declare that I will, an opportunity presents, make and wage relentless war, secretly and openly, against all heretics, Protestants, and Masons, as I am directed to do, to extirpate them from the face of the whole earth. And I will spare neither age, sex, nor condition, and will hang, burn, waste, flail, strangle, bury alive these infamous heretics, rip up the stomachs and the wombs of their women, and crush their infants' heads against the walls in order to annihilate their execrable race. That when the same cannot be done openly, I will use secretly the poison cup, the strangulation cord, the steel of the poniard, or the leaden bullet, regardless of the honor, rank, dignity, and authority of the persons, wherever may be their condition in life, either public or private, as I am at any time directed to do so by any agents of the Pope or superior of the Brotherhood, of the Holy Father, of the Society of Jesus.
Now listen. So look, in confirmation of which I hereby dedicate my life, soul. So who sold their soul to the devil? And all corporal powers. What? Corporations, remember that? Corporal powers. And with the dagger which I now receive, I will subscribe my name written in my blood in testimony thereof. And should I prove false or weaken in my determination, may my brethren and fellow soldiers of the militia of the Pope cut off my hands and feet and my throat from ear to ear, my belly be opened, and sulfur burned therein, with all the punishment that can be inflicted upon me on earth. And my soul shall be tortured by demons in eternal hell forever.
Well.
So, it goes on to say, I will place Catholic girls in Protestant families, and a weekly report may be made of the inner movements of the heretics. I will provide myself with arms and ammunition, that I may be in readiness when the word is passed, or I am commanded to defend the church, either as an individual or with the militia of the Pope. You see this?
Militia.
Yeah.
Huh.
I'm telling you guys, cults, and what does anything matter? This says they will do anything, and they do, and they lie, and then you want to look and see about why all this sex trafficking, because they use that and blackmail against anybody in authority. That's why you can have nobody over you. You are the sons and daughters of the god or the goddess. You are everything that they say you're not, you are. And like I say, why would they have to be like that? Why would they have to do that? Because they know. They know if you do a blood over intent, like this guy tells you, You're going to wake up. You're going to see things that you never saw before. And I promise you, I was very well informed. I'm a social worker. I have a BSW. I'm Phi Alpha. I have critical thinking skills. And I promise you, I only saw probably a third. And I, like I said, was very informed. I was so far informed that in my social work, I couldn't, in any of the internships that I had, I right away could see the problem. And the biggest problem that I came across is there is no problem. And what I mean is it's working perfectly for them. You do not understand. It's only a problem for you because you are the prey. You know, there's 2 wolves at that table and 1 sheep. And you have to divide and conquer yourself. And not let them divide you by religion, sex,
prejudice.
Yeah, it's all an illusion anyways. I mean, no matter what you believe, we know. We know even though we're all the same, we're just not in the same boat. You know? Some of us are in rowboats and some of us are on driftwood maybe. I don't know. You know, some of us are just hanging on with everything we got. But we know this one thing, that even with our intelligence or with our conspiracy theories or our enchantments or our magic, we didn't see any of this until we did this blood magic. And that's why there has been such a big push to censor the blood over intent. And I notice they always come after them. And you've got to remember, when they're coming after those people that they're coming after, those are some of the biggest people in BOI. And what I mean by that, are they the richest? Are they this or that? No. They're just the most dedicated.
Pure.
And, well, I don't know if I call them pure. They're about
pure in thought. Intent.
They're pure intent, yeah. Yes. And pure will. You know? And so when they come after them and I say something, it's because of that. But it's also, I stick up for myself. And you know, you should too, and then teach somebody else how to do that, and teach them to see something else. And then maybe later on, if they're seeing how you're doing, maybe they'll ask you, because I've had people ask me, and I tell them, and they'll say, oh, blood magic, and I'm like, hey, no, we're not brotherhood. And so the Masons, oh, they were magical, but what happened? They were took over like everything else? Probably.
They're always after you.
That's, you know, yeah.
Me too.
Yeah, now it's the Morning Stars and Eastern
Masons,
Stars, you know, the Red Hat Society and all that. You know, I know all about that. I'm not a bit interested in any of that. And like, this is the closest to the truth that I have found. And maybe it's my truth, and I don't even know if it's your truth, but I just want you to think about that, and think about, like, when you were sitting in church. Wizard, hand me that picture right there. And yeah, and I want you to think about something. How they have done this not only in the church but in the schools. I've got to, like, stand up for the children, and I know people get mad at me for this.
I don't get mad. I encourage you.
I don't care. No, really, truly, I don't care, because I would say whatever for the kids, and so you should too. And that's what BOI does. We stand for the kids. And you see, sometimes you gotta take your dog man for a walk. You see this, sometimes you got to beat down or tear down those walls that are in your head. Because let me tell you something, the first thing that you should teach your children, or if you're teaching someone else what I call life skills in hell, uh, you do this. You don't let them ever feel like they have authority over your children, and you tell your children, you don't be rude, you don't hit, you don't do different things, but you tell them that these people are not a god and have no authority, because if you give them that authority, and just like, and people say the same thing, with the teachers, and I'm not saying they're all bad, and I'm not saying all these guys are bad, but there's enough of these guys that are bad, and there's enough of them that have hurt, how many children? Should we look that up? Or how many witches were hung and burned? 500,000, wasn't it?
Yes.
And now look how many people have died of an opioid overdose?
Same amount, almost 750,000.
Yeah, 750,000 now. It doesn't matter. It's bad alchemy. You understand? And you have to try and do something else. And I know sometimes it's scary, but you know what? You're not alone. And you know it's wrong because you're seeing it. And your kids are telling you. And listen to your children, because mine started telling me some things even in that Baptist church. And I thought, well, they're against that because you saw Masons and Protestants. No, it's all the same thing. That's why it's all or nothing. It's all or nothing. It's blood up or shut up. Because, see, we intend to bring forth heaven on earth for the benefit of all. The only one who can deny you is yourself by denying the God and the Goddess. Truly. That, if you deny that sun in the sky as Jesus, and you can't see that, and you can't see the Mother Earth or imagine something else, you're not going to get out of here. And you're just going to die of your own stupidity. That's true. And how simple is that? You'll find that if you do one daily or every other day or weekly, I mean, you got to do whatever's right for you. Some people only do them once or twice, 3 times. I'm helping anybody along by showing them that it not only doesn't hurt you, it gets you where you need to be for the benefit of all. Because, see, we can't do it individually like we think we can. How are you going to do that? But if we all come together, we can do anything we want. We are us. The USA without the assholes, it's us. It's me and you. And what kind of moral fiber you have, what kind of decency you have. You don't need anybody to tell you what's right or wrong. You know. You're not a little kid. You just have to stop believing the lies. And why would they give you anything else but their story? See, it's his story because it was written by the victors. Who are the victors? I don't know. I think Thoth was trying to tell us something. All I know is this. He hasn't lied to me yet. Go on there and try. I haven't even watched all his videos. And I go there and I'm skeptic of everybody. I just am. I'm just suspicious of everyone because at this point I can tell there's been too much conditioning. And then there's some people, like that experiment, where they were told to shock other people. And even though they weren't, and some of it could have been to their death, and they could hear people scream, and they would still do it because, they were told to. And it was their job. And, it was like 46%. And that's really scary of that conditioning. So I'm always looking for something that will help wake people up further. And I watch people go on a journey after they do it, whatever intent. And, it is shocking, and you're going to wake up to some things that maybe you didn't want to see. But, you don't even know if you have a problem until you can see the problem. And the problem is, it's our problem, not their problem. Because, like I said, they don't have a problem. It works just right for them. We have a problem because it doesn't work so right for us. And you're the slave. So the no abilities, because that's what they are, need you and your money and your worship and your advice because they're no ability. So go look in the mirror and say, you know what? I know I've been lied to, and I know I was dumb. I did. I had to, and then forgive yourself and learn something and teach somebody something different. And even those teachers at school, be very careful. You don't know who that person is. You don't know what their agenda is, and you don't know how brain-wiped they are. And what are they being taught to teach our children? The books that the CIA wrote. Do you know that they wrote those? I promise you. I know. And I was just lucky because I wanted to get off of all that medicine, and they said, oh, you can't, and you're going to have to be on this waiver, and you're going to have to, be on hospice eventually, and I'm not. And I got better, and I went to school, and I saw something different. And I had one guy that really helped me see that we need to look at other things, you know? So, look on something else. Yes, we can.
Yes. Hail Satan, y'all. Look at me.
Hail
I'm
Satan.
living proof of Mary's fine spirit and working energy as a witch. Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't apologize for it. Would you put this back up? I don't. Why are you going to apologize for being... At least now I know who I am. I mean, before, right, I was just a Christian, but I was still a witch. I was the biggest witch of all. And I was powering up something I had no idea. You go in there and to that acoustical church, and you pray to who? And what are you really praying for? You need to be very careful. And radiate the light in you, in this dark world, because it may look light out there, but it's dark. And the dark may look dark, but it's light. And everything is in reverse. And I know I'm not the only one that sees it. And how simple is that? Everybody wants to go right now. I'm like, no, we're not ready. We're not ready. There's not enough people have woken up, I can tell. But they're starting to. And you just can't let the trolls stop you. You have to keep going. And I saw those videos, and Brother Rex and his children, that family, his wife and him, they're very strong. That's why they've tried to say bad things about him. And that guy, he said bad things about all the really decent people. Like Venus has helped me before when I needed help with translations or the demons or what she knew. She was always willing. She told me if you need help on videos, she would help me with that. I mean, and an angel of death, oh my gosh, if we didn't have him to translate, we would really, really be further behind. And then Satan, well, you see. And he shows you by doing. See, he's just a mentor. Everybody's like, are you following it? You know what? I'm watching whoever has something for me, and it could be anywhere. And if you will look anywhere for the master and the teacher, then it will all become one to you. And things you can lighten up. Like, I'm learning about like heavy metals. All my life has been kind of like leading up to this. And a doctor who was teaching me about chelation therapy and about how our body works, and how she thought that there was no disease. She thought that there was just these heavy metal poisonings. And it's funny is then you look at the legends of flat earth, and then you see magnetic mountain. And I said one time, I think we're being ironed to the grid. Like you're literally being heavy weighed down, So I've been trying like ionization with the water in your feet, and I do earthing like, Satan tells you, and I stand under my trees and I speak my intention to the sun, and I'm grateful for being a part of this and doing something good and fixing what they told me that, there was no way I could fix it. It was just right. I was working just right, and I'm seeing suffering all over, and I'm glad they saw it too. So when you have these trolls come, I know that you're just moving in the right direction, and they may have silenced me for a little while, but I've gotten more information out and found other avenues to get my information out. And then I tell everybody daily if I come in contact with them, and they tell me, "Are you afraid?" And I tell them, "Afraid of what?" Afraid of doctors? Afraid of medications? Yeah, we're seeing some effects of medications, and Justice Department reports that show that not only did those doctors who made those drugs not have our best interest at heart, they were pretty much like mafia drug dealers, you know? And still they're going to sue them and get all this money. Who's going to sue them? Who's going to get the money? And can you pay someone for their life? I don't think so, you know? And so when I see them saying now to trust me, no. But there has been doctors come forward, and the doctors that are coming forward, some of them have been shot at, but you know, they know it's time to really stand for each other and yourself. And so don't worry about this. Is all made up stuff. You should worry that you can buy legislation. You should worry that this system not only is not working, it never was meant to work, and it's all been an illusion. This is just a corporation. This is not God and country. I don't even know what the hell they're talking about. It's just like, people tell me, "Oh, you gotta go vote, Miss Mary, if you want to make a change." I said, "Change in what? Oh, this one's not as bad as that one. I'm not choosing nothing. Nothing. No more. No more any of that. No. No. Uh-uh. And we're the only animal or plant or whatever you want to call us, because we're kind of like all of it, and it's like all of us, or that's the way I see it. And we have to pay to live. And then we don't get to live. You don't get to live or live correctly. You're told the wrong things. You're given medicine that were drugs. I look at it and it's a shame that people will not listen. And when I have friends tell me that their grandparents are like 60 and 70 years old, and they're having to go for treatment for fentanyl patches, and I'm sure that's going to help a person. Well, pain can kill you, but so can those painkillers. And the worst thing they kill is the feelings that you have that you need to live and be a human being. And if you ever want to change anything, start there. Start with yourself, and fix yourself, and then show someone else. Or maybe you won't even have to show them. Maybe they'll watch you. Like, I watch his videos. I watch all of y'all's videos, and I get something out of every one of them. Maybe I'm just that kind of person that can watch anything and just pick the good from it and just leave the bad there. Like my mother said, hold on to all things, but only the good things should you retain. You're going to have to look at all things. So she'd say, look onto all things. Hold on to that which is good. And think about that. Think about that one thing. You need to know the bad side and the good side to decide which side. And pick that side in yourself first, and you become the impeccable word. Darian Martin had that too. You know, and these younger guys are getting a lot of flack and, oh, you're this and oh, you're that, and I'm like, no, they're not. They're looking at other things, and they're learning, and they're learning what they can use and what feels good inside. You know. So look at something different. Try something new. Blood over in town.